What's up, everyone? Welcome to another stream
Mm.
from the Unknown with Anson and Caleb new series here on YouTube, where we talk about our careers as
Yeah, our
creatives,
careers.
our paths as creative humans, and
It's a good way to
teaching
put it,
how
Anson.
to, you know, make a living being a creative person. How you doing, Caleb?
I'm good. Uh, yeah, so I don't know why this always happens, but this happened last time, but it starts playing in my ear and I can't hear you. You're, like, talking to me, but I'm hearing you talk here because, there's a little bit of a delay.
Right.
So, yeah, my
So
bad. I'm here. I am aware. I am doing well. How are you, Anson?
I am well too. I am well too. I'm a little dark. I need to work out my lighting here.
You're a little dark. Hey, can I show you something? Like I'm a good Midwesterner, right? And we talk about the weather on a regular basis just because it's such a big deal in our lives.
Mhm.
You know how we were talking last week about how cold it is? Look at this. You ready for this? This is the current temperature.
Holy cow, dude.
Yeah. You
How
know what? It's so cold here that they actually, so we have like this snowboard and kind of ski place, right? It's so cold that they closed that down.
no.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. They closed
That's
that down.
insane.
Yeah.
That's I mean, it's cold here. We're supposed to get Are you guys I'm this might be a dumb question, but is it snowing?
No, no snow, just
It's
cold.
just dry cold?
Yeah, it's windy. That's why it's so cold.
Jeez.
But I
That
mean,
sucks.
I had to bring that up because we talked about it last week. So I had to bring it up this week to just
I mean,
show
that's
you.
fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. We are also I think we're predicted to get snow at some point this week, maybe like Wednesday, I think, maybe.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Everything's going to
Um
shut down probably, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. That's what Raleigh does. Raleigh shuts down whenever, um, any sort of inclement weather comes on. So
Yep.
it is what it is. Um, but yeah, dude, how's your week been? What have you been up to?
Okay. So this week I've had some studio shoots, a long weekend. I kind of took today off, for the most
Nice.
part. I had a couple little things that did, but my wife had the day off, so we just kind of hung out for the most part.
Nice.
It's also that time of year where it's like tax season, so it's those good times kicking in as well. So I'm just figuring out
Love that
a
tax
lot
season.
of those things. Oh yeah, I mean,
Just love tax
thankfully
season. Sorry, I stole
Thankfully,
that.
thankfully, my wife does a lot of that stuff, so
Yeah.
which I'm here for, and I appreciate her. Hopefully,
Uh,
she's watching right now.
my
If you're
wife.
watching, put it down in the comments, Bay.
Yeah, so speaking of chat and comments,
Yes,
something
please.
that Caleb and I had talked about before today's episode was, kinda sharing some personal wins that we've had this week. Part of being a community is that we kind of, like, celebrate people's victories and wins, and, it might sound a little cheesy, but I think it's a great way of kind of, like, kicking off a community and getting people talking. So if you're joining the stream or if you're in the chat, then put in the chat some of your wins this week. Some of your hey, these are things that I did that I'm super proud of. Maybe it's a project, maybe it's something personal. Um, so yeah, Caleb, do you have any
Yep.
wins?
Yeah, I had a pretty good meeting with a potential client, last week, so that's pretty exciting, which could be, pretty substantial when it comes to, the studio space and video podcasting and all that type of
Mhm.
stuff. So that was definitely a win.
Mhm.
Um,
Nice.
yeah, I'll go with that. How about you, man?
Yeah, dude. Like, I know we talked last time about kind of coming out of the lulls of social media dip
Oh
of
yeah.
like December,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
all those, dips. Um, had a video that randomly just like popped off. I put
Let's
in like
go.
my travel camera. Dude, I'm thinking that travel cameras are the way to go. from
Yeah. Yeah, I had a pretty decent travel camera video too.
yeah, you had the one for the Lumix S9, didn't you?
Yeah, mine was the S9 and it popped off. Thankfully, it was a sponsored video,
Heck yeah, dude.
so that was some
The sponsors love that one.
so bonuses in that, you know what I mean? So that's kind of nice.
Absolutely. Mine was not sponsored, but it's still, I think it's right at like 6,500 right now.
Yeah, let's
Views.
go.
So, yeah, big win on that one.
Yeah, that's awesome. I talking about losses or what's the opposite of wins? Yeah, losses.
Losses.
I would say I definitely had a video bomb like this past weekend.
Was that the choice of colors, the real-time LUT conversation?
Yes. Yes, it was.
Oh no. I liked your choice of what you
It
did
was
with that one.
it
That was
was
really
defi
cool.
it was definitely a choice.
That
That's for
was
sure.
to see a chat come in.
Oh, yeah, that's my wife. She's
Oh.
like, okay, this is totally random. I had
I
some
think
I had
we can cover that this is what the show is. It's just we talk
No, this
about things substantial and then randoms.
Yeah, okay, so I had a couple posts pop off, like, viral on LinkedIn.
What?
Yeah, I don't know, it caught
Wait, when you
some
say viral, like, are you talking like what's viral
like,
from
300 some thousand, like, impressions. Maybe not viral, maybe viral is not the right word, but, like,
but it had definitely some traction for
it
sure.
for randomly had some traction, yeah, and it must have caught some, like, I don't know, some overseas algorithm wave, and it just rode that wave
Nice.
hardcore.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I personally don't understand LinkedIn a whole lot. I'm learning it, but just because that's kinda where my target is. But,
Right.
yeah, LinkedIn, man. Ride the LinkedIn wave. That's what I
Dude,
say.
I thought about that this week because we don't talk enough. LinkedIn is like the un yeah, it's the unsexy social media, right? Like
Totally is.
it's kind of that in Facebook,
Yep.
right? Where it's but
Yeah.
yeah, you can get a lot of traction through LinkedIn.
Well, and it kinda depends on who you're targeting, right, as a business owner as well. You know, if, like, going after, what, CEOs and those type of people too, like,
Oh, for sure.
which is kinda my target, then, well, yeah, it makes sense to spend some time there. Also, just wanna give a shout out to, 25 subscribers on this channel, Anson.
Dude, that's a
25.
win. That's a
That
win.
is a win.
I'm pretty sure that we paid them all. Okay. I'm kidding.
Don't give away the secrets. No,
So,
we
what was
definitely did not pay them.
your post on LinkedIn that popped off?
Oh,
What
it's
was it
just
about?
an old, like, clip from a podcast episode that I had. Yeah, that's all it was. It
Nice.
wasn't anything like it was something like I have, Kim, who does some of my social media. She does a fantastic job,
Yeah.
and she just has clips scheduling out. You know, this is for the business, right? And she just has clips kinda scheduled out from podcasts over the weekend, and yeah, they caught some algorithm wave.
Hell yeah, dude. That's
Let's
awesome.
go.
That's awesome. That's so what we want so for we try to have something to kind of like a common thread. We'll call it a common thread. We won't call it a topic because I feel like Caleb and I both have said we want this stream to be low key, right?
Definitely
Like
low key.
we just want to
Yes.
chat. We just want to talk and be low key. But a common thread that we want to kind of talk about today, and we actually have a guest, which is the person that I actually work with right now in the area. I call her my business partner. It's more or less like she contracts me to do video work. I feel like business partner is probably not the accurate statement. I said that. Oh, I said that the other day, and she was like, I need if we're business partners, I need you to do more."
Yeah, that's it.
That's
That's the
fair.
way to go.
That's fair. So yeah, so the common kind of thread in this conversation, other than like obvious, Caleb and Anson trains of thoughts and going down rabbit holes and things like that, is kind of, it's January. It's kind of that time of the year where people are looking at building clientele for the year, and there can be stresses and anxiety with that. And so, part of being real in this space and building a community around like creative professionals is kind of having those real conversations where what does January look like for people. So that being said, where are we at? 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Do we want to go ahead and bring Jess in?
Jess, there you are.
Hi,
Hey,
Jess.
how's it going?
How's you?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Jess, it's so good to meet you.
Yeah, nice to finally meet you. I thought you were a figment of Anson's imagination.
Yeah.
It is a common joke in our circle, in like between our wives and kind of our two families, that you are fake.
Yeah, so it's good to
I'm
know that
fake?
you exist. Well,
That
I mean,
I'm
y'all
fake?
do look a lot alike.
Yeah, that is true.
I mean, the beanie and then the beard.
Yeah.
You're just
I mean,
missing
technically-
glasses. It's like if he just takes his glasses off, it's
I
Caleb.
actually
It's like,
have my glasses sitting
basically-
right here. So how about I put my glasses on for this?
Yeah.
I was getting some glare, so
I'm
hold
gonna
on, my headphones.
my mic arm is falling down. I'm gonna mute myself for a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jess, while I'm doing that, do you want to give some information on kind of who you are, what you do, how long you've been doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my name is Jessica Woodall. I started my business about 7 years ago, just to earn some extra income. And one thing led to another, and actually started the business. I just was taking pictures for fun, just to earn some money on the side. One thing led to another, and I started my business. And went full-time, I guess you can say, right around 2020. Right before everything shut down. And then things started picking back up, and now last 2 years I've been just plugging away and treating it like a full-time job, and the full-time work is definitely coming whenever I started treating it like a full-time job. So yeah.
Now I want to hear your
So
side
now-
of the story of how you and Anson started working together. What is this?
How far do we go back?
Pretty fun.
We
There's
knew
sides
each
to every
other.
story.
Yeah, we knew each other back in the day, back in high school days, but didn't like our groups didn't mesh, but we knew of each other.
Yeah.
So whenever I went over to a friend's house for dinner one night, I looked across the table and I'm like, Anson? Because whenever I knew Anson, he was clean shaven, a head full of hair, and no glasses. So like what?
Anson,
I don't
do you
know.
have
Like
pictures?
it's like
there's
this. I saw this right here, and I was like, "Is that you?" And then I found out he did video, and I found out our daughters were in the same preschool class, and then
Nice.
one thing led to another, and then for years he was helping me along the way. I do photography. I don't even think I said that, but I do photography.
Photography, yes.
Yeah, he was
Name
helping me
your-
along the way. Do what?
You said Jessica Woodall photography, right?
Maybe. I don't know.
It's possible. But all people are.
Yeah. Anyway, so I kept pushing him for years, trying to get him to come on my team. And last 6 months, he's like, okay, whatever. And so he's been, I guess, contracted out. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's been
Good way to do it. You
Like
probably
a
don't want.
gnat.
You probably don't want
Like-
him a W-2 employee.
like a gnat, just kind of around, and you're just like, it's not
Out of
good
my
for
way.
anything.
Why? As
Until
soon
you
as
need
got
it.
on, it was, I like his lighting better. Given I'm really dark right now, I need to probably like work out my lighting a bit better.
Yeah. And
Well, you're
Um,
moody, Anson. You're moody.
Moody. That's
He's
what it
always moody.
is. I'm always moody. But yeah, we give each other a hard time for sure.
Oh man, this is great.
What here's the other part to this story is Jess.
Let's hear your side now.
Jess
I
got me
was
kicked out of
nice.
the band.
I was not. No. I was nice.
So I'm that guy that like graduated high school and decided to kind of still work with the youth group.
Oh yeah.
And so part of that was I led worship. I was in our praise band.
Let's go.
Jess was too.
Yeah.
And just something out of thin air happened where I was asked to potentially pass on the baton, and I found out what maybe like a year ago. It was a couple of years after I was hanging out again, where you told me that your mom basically talked to the youth pastor and had me kicked off praise band.
Because you were, never mind. I'm not going.
I'm kidding.
You were some creepy college kid in the youth group.
Oh, snap.
Shots fired.
No, everybody
Bring your
liked
friends onto a
Anson.
podcast.
He doesn't think everybody liked him, but yeah, he was like the cool guy in youth group. So
Yeah. Anson, you look like the cool youth group
I
guy.
remember this very differently.
yeah,
I remember this
What?
you got to
playing
show
guitar or
them a
what?
picture eventually.
Oh,
Yeah,
I will.
we both played guitar and sang.
Nice.
Yeah.
I did worship up until last January was my last, like 18 years. I led worship.
Yeah, same. Yeah, it was years, like 20 plus years that I was leading
Yeah.
worship within my church, and then now I hold doors and I greet.
Nice.
It's much easier.
Yeah.
So you're saying that basically the career path for a photographer, videographer is to
Yes.
always start somewhere in church.
Okay, so
if we
Yep.
would have just invested our time and our money into this,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
imagine where we would be. Like,
oh yeah. No, there's parts of me like I wish I would have. Okay, here's a couple things. I wish I would have started a YouTube channel back like when I first started in like maybe 2012, 2011. Like let's just say things would be a lot different. But I kind of like battled that starting a YouTube channel, and dang, that was regrettable.
yeah.
Yeah, starting YouTube, and we definitely, because Jess and I have commemorated about the fact that, neither one of us are the best guitarist, in the sense that we lose tempo quite. You can like do a little snap of a finger and we'll lose the beat. Like it's gone.
I mean, simple 4/4, we will lose it every time.
Yeah. It turns into 6/8
don't
somehow.
ask us to do 3/4.
What is 6/8?
6/8. You know what? I actually kind of like 6/8. I'm not gonna lie. I would start like tapping it out here if I had my guitar, but
That's fair.
Yep.
that's for another episode.
It's funny. One of my friends, I did a survey on Instagram this past week because I was putting together this corner of like, little podcast corner, and clearly I still have some work to do because my lighting is terrible. But one thing I asked was like, what should the accent stuff over? You can't see it really because of everybody cutting it off.
Yep.
But there's some stuff over here on the side of my frame that's like right now it's a vintage camera and a bourbon bottle, an empty bourbon bottle. But I did a survey and it was like a guitar. Should I do a guitar or should I do a bourbon bottle? And one of my good friends was like, yeah, I've heard you play guitar. It's not a bourbon bottle. So,
Hide that guitar.
hide the guitar.
Hide the fact that you know how to play guitar.
Exactly.
We know the praise and worship chords: G, C, E minor, D.
That's right. That's all you need.
Yep. That and a capo.
Yeah. So true.
I have a fixed to my guitar.
Do you?
Yeah.
Drop it.
Just
Do you
stays.
drop it flat? Drop it a half step. Keep it flat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the way.
I can't tell you the last time I played my guitar.
Oh, really? I played this week, and I don't play that often. But I like pick it up every once in a while now, and it's like my fingers hurt because I'm not playing it regularly, and they get sore fast.
This is the first time, like in my life, that I can remember not having calluses.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's weird.
It is weird.
So, Jess, we do need to ask this. Okay.
Okay.
What camera are you using for
I
photography?
knew that was gonna.
Yeah, this has to come up, and I'm just going to be the one to ask it.
Okay. Well, yeah, Anson hates it, but oh well.
I don't hate it. You could have worse cameras. I actually like your camera. It's not bad. But
I,
yeah,
I love my camera.
not
I
bad.
shoot with a Canon R6 Mark II.
Ooh, R6 Mark II. Nice.
Yep.
Good choice.
Yep.
Full
Yep.
frame,
I
Canon
like it.
colors.
Canon
Yeah.
colors.
He hates them.
I don't.
I love
Oh,
it.
you don't
Yes,
like
you
Canon?
do. No,
Oh.
he hates Canon.
No, it's
Hanson.
because
You're just hoping Canon
I
doesn't see
everything
this.
all the time. And I just things that are vibrant makes me like have a weird like tick.
Yeah.
I mean, Canon is pretty
Hence-
vibrant.
They're punchy.
Hence your video quality right now.
Oh, snap. In 720 too. You need some brighter lights in 720p.
Hang on.
Not gonna lie.
It's because I'm too far back, I just realized. So
Oh, yeah.
Jess,
Okay, so
what is your so you shoot Canon. What was your first camera?
A Rebel. Excuse me. Rebel.
Yeah. T3i?
I honestly don't even remember.
Mm.
Usually after that, I got the 80D.
Oh, yeah. 80D.
Yeah.
The T3i. I think that's a lot of people's first.
Yeah, I can't
T3i
even
had
remember. It
a
was
had a
so
flippy
long ago.
screen. T3i had a flippy screen.
Oh, yeah,
That
all
was a
do,
great
don't they?
camera. Oh yeah, most of them do now, but that was one of the first ones I had kind of that flippy
Really?
screen. Yeah, at least Canons.
What's your favorite glass to shoot on? I know this answer. I just want to ask.
What do you think it is?
Can I guess?
Yeah. Go ahead, Caleb.
Go.
Okay. Well, if you're hanging out with Anson, I'm gonna go Sigma
Oh.
50. Oh no.
No.
I mean, considering
Go
Sigma
ahead.
doesn't really
Okay.
have any RF.
Okay.
I know.
Okay, let's go. Canon 50 mil 1.4.
Ooh, I wish you had a
No.
50.4.
Is it the
No.
1.4 is like the nice one? What's the nice one?
I think it's 1.2.
Oh, 1.2.
No.
That shows how much I know about Canon lenses.
I'm not. I know people won't like this. Oh man, so I'm getting a call. Anyway, I don't like Prime.
Okay.
Because I do a lot of families, and then I do a lot of weddings.
Yeah.
Just transitioning and stuff. It's a lot
That makes
easier.
sense.
If you like kids and everything running around, it's a lot easier to grab it. So 7200 is
Oh
what I
yeah.
shoot with.
Nice. I'm gonna just pop this up, Dustin.
Dustin, how dare
Dustin.
you time again?
Yeah, thanks for jumping in, Dustin. 20 minutes late.
Jeez.
Well, to be fair, I was a little bit of a diva about the time.
Oh,
mean,
no, Jess,
no.
this is not you. This is not
Caleb
Oh,
did
this is all
say that
Dustin.
he on
This
the
is all
last
Dustin.
stream that he's very much an early bird in the sense of he
Yeah.
doesn't like staying up late. So
Yeah, I
Okay,
mean,
okay, cool.
that
Cool. 'Cause
is
he was
true.
giving me a lot of grief about not being able to shoot at 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, I'm in bed. So
Oh,
her
Hanson.
response to me being like, "Hey, can you do 9 o'clock next Tuesday?" was a picture of her eyes shut, like on her pillow, being like, "This is where I am right now. This is not happening."
And Dustin, we do appreciate you showing up.
We do appreciate
We
you
do.
showing up.
Yeah. Spread the word. Spread the word,
spread
Dustin.
The word. Okay, so Jess, something we talked about last week. And I was like, this actually kind of spawned me being like, hey, we should have a conversation about this on the podcast and bring you on the podcast. It's like we said at the beginning or a minute ago, it's January, it's that time of the year. What are some things that you do? You've been in the business for around 7 years. What are some things that you do? Because I know that we talked about you kind of like being a little bit anxious about booking because it's that slow period. What are some things that you do to kind of like battle that slow period right now?
There's a few things. Honestly, I prepare for it all year round. So
Ooh, good call. Good call.
I've learned by by failing. So I have some money set aside because it is pretty slow right now. A lot of the the messages that you see come through are looking for an affordable photographer. Well, I can't be an affordable photographer and support my family.
Yeah.
I've worked on my craft to charge premium prices, and I'm going to give you a premium service. But anyway, so I prepare all year round for it. And I take this time to work on other things, such as like already planning out social media posts for the year, planning out my blog posts for the year. I do a lot of planning. I plan out all my sessions for the year. I do a lot of, I followed up with clients from like the fall and seeing if they want to upgrade their galleries again. Because if they didn't purchase the full gallery, then they can go ahead and do another full gallery purchase now. Here's the opportunity to do it. See if they want any albums. Just kind of like small, tedious little things that I don't have time to do during my busy season. I would say my busy season is August through December. And then right now in the slow season, I focus on brands, and because people are wanting to update their LinkedIn, they're wanting to update their signature with their headshots and everything. So, and usually businesses have the money set aside for this. It's not if they already have it in the budget. Sure, we like you, we like your style. Let's hire you. So they're not trying to find an affordable photographer for their brand.
That's kind of one of the things too, like with, the studio space, I'm doing a lot of like video podcasts in here, right? So it's like my target, I'm going to be targeting businesses because they have the money to do these podcasts, on a regular basis, where my focus is not necessarily boutique podcasts. If somebody is going to do like their own true crime podcast, unless they are, really set in sponsorships and things like that, and like have kind of already have a following. But if they're just starting their podcast, it's probably not the best option. And so, just knowing that target, knowing that audience, like I think that's important when it comes to it, and especially during like this season. Now you guys were talking about like, Anson, I think you were talking about this last week about a studio that you're shooting in. Is that kind of like this really, you're in the studio a lot more during this time, or not really?
No.
The studio, and Jess, you could probably speak to this a little more, because obviously I'm just coming on the last 6 months or so. The studio is something that is fairly new. It's not just usually when she does a lot of her shoots, even like corporate stuff, is out in the world, not necessarily a studio scenario, which there's an official term for that. And I don't recall right now what it is, but yeah, it's, the studio is definitely not something that we are taking advantage of right now, especially with people not necessarily booking those types of gigs right now. Where a studio makes sense. And the nice thing too is we both have a co-working space. We share a private office and a co-working space. And the office space has a couple of rooms that we can basically repurpose into like a studio for branding sessions and things like that.
Yeah, that's generally what I do this time of year. Another thing I do is network. One of the biggest things that I learned during COVID when I started taking classes was get out from behind your computer. Be seen. And that's one of the reasons why I joined our co-working space is, we were at a coffee shop every day. And then I joined my chamber, and then we decided to move from the coffee shop to a co-working space. And it's just right down the road from the chamber. And those two combined, just building connections, building relationships with people. Just one of the things that he hears me say all the time is just be seen. Put yourself out there. No one's going to sell you but yourself, So now it's just like an everyday like conversation thing too. And I even have like my brand on my shirts and everything, just because like people will see like my business card, but they won't make that connection until they see me wearing my brand. So
So now you said, do you go to networking meetings? That's what you said. You go to networking meetings?
Every now and then I do. I make it a priority to do that during January and February, maybe March. But then things kind of level off then. Because if I'm not shooting, then I'm trying to put myself out there and be seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
And honestly, it doesn't result in immediate bookings. Like you won't see the results until later down the road because you're building a relationship with these people. And I go to these networking events realizing that like I'm building connections and relationships with people. I'm not trying to get a booking. What I do is, I meet a realtor and then a few months later, they're talking to a family that has a newborn on the way. And they're like, I know this great photographer. She's a friend of mine. I'm not, and that's one of the things that like I tell people that are new into this, like, don't go to these networking events trying to sell yourself. I was at a networking event and I walked past this guy and he doesn't even stop to say anything to me. He's talking to someone else in front of him. I walk behind him. He passes his business card off like this to me. And I'm like, no, I don't want it. So I just,
oh man.
Yeah, gross. I'll collect business cards like if people send them to me and I'll reach back out like, hey, it's nice meeting you, but I don't push. Like I just I don't really like being salesy at all anyway. So
yeah. I try to spend Friday mornings at a coffee shop. There's like a bakery coffee shop. And I try like if there's nothing else going on, I try to go there and just kind of hang out and be present. You know what I mean? Like it goes a long way of just like you said, building relationships and building conversations, having conversations and being seen, like you said. I like that.
Yeah.
I know when I first started back in 2012, I joined like some hardcore networking groups. They're called like BNI groups. I don't know if
I know about BNI.
Oh yeah.
I refuse to join. I'll go and visit. I'll go and visit because you can visit.
Yeah.
But I won't spend my money on it.
And I didn't know better when I first got started, and they were intense. But what I found is like, you have to have like you have to have like a referral every week and stuff like that. And what I found is like, I don't know enough people to like refer all this stuff to you. You know what I mean? But it was great. I got like probably 80% of my business starting in one of those things. So, I mean, it like, for me, it was effective, but I didn't feel like I was contributing to the group as much as I probably could have or should have. You know what I mean? But it was expensive too.
Get it. Yeah, very expensive, especially if you're starting out. Like I went, I think my second or third year in, and I mean, I was barely making anything. I was charging like $100 a session.
Yeah, right.
So like pennies, and they're wanting $600 just to join.
Yeah, totally.
And then having all these meetings and one-on-ones, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I can go visit. There's like so many within our area that I can just go pop in and pay a visit 2 times every 6 months. So
what's your market like there where you live? Like what's the population?
Everything.
Yeah.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
We genuinely have like a lot of like small businesses, a lot of big companies. And then obviously like it's a great place to raise families. And so like, it's a little bit of everything, honestly.
Yeah. My business is, I've got families and weddings in the fall. And then like this time of year, it's businesses, small, like you said, small businesses. I mean, even larger corporations,
right?
They just type in like Raleigh photographer. And I actually have met with a big event company. I met them through my chamber. Sweet. And now they contract me out for really big events.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So you're doing everything from like family to event photography.
Yep.
And corporate boudoir.
Corporate boudoir.
Right, Anson?
Oh, I love it. I was about corporate boudoir. Yes. That's our new niche. I haven't told you, Jess, but that's our new niche.
Interesting.
Jess, I think I mean, if I can get in on the financial side of that for coming up with it, that would be great. But that's all I need.
That's all.
Yep.
Corporate. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. So we literally do. I mean, JWP as a whole. I say we. This is all you. And I just kind of tag you and tag
I'll
along.
remind you of that tomorrow.
Don't be like that. Don't be like that. But JWP as a whole, it's very, very melting pot of types. To the point where, like, you know, it's funny. I'm in a weird place, right? Like, for the longest time, I have not considered photography, videography, any type of like monetary substance, right? It's all been just like for the art, for the creative outlet. And so like I come at it from that angle, and sometimes I'm like, "Hey, Jess, let's go just like walk around and photograph." And she has so much of a melting pot of different things. Like I am constantly like, "Hey, let's just like go and shoot random things." And you had a really cool experience this past weekend, didn't you? Go and shoot random things.
Shooting random things in New York City. Yep.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Don't say
Pretty
that
cool.
too loud.
Oh,
Especially in New York City.
I took pictures of random things in New York
Yes.
City this weekend.
I do want to hear about this. Tell us
Yeah.
more. Like
Just walked around with my family and originally went to take pictures of a dancer who was dancing at Carnegie Hall this weekend.
Okay.
But it rained during our session, so
Okay.
Oh no.
and yeah, she had practices in between and everything. So we couldn't make it work. But I wanted, taking a tip from Anson, I wanted to do some street photography, and got a really cool shot of St. Patrick's Cathedral that I really like. And then
Nice.
Originally wanted to go for the Dumbo Brooklyn shot.
Oh yeah.
Of the bridge.
You
So
familiar
yeah,
with
that was
shot, Caleb?
Yeah. Yep. I know
Or-
that shot. Yep.
yeah.
It's kind of like
It was-
between buildings and like leads down to the bridge. Yeah.
Yeah. And I had a blast. So I've only gone through them on my phone. Just as I was taking them, I was sending them to my phone and editing, and right away, just making sure I got the shot before I left.
Mhm. That's
But
good.
I haven't. Oh yeah, right. I'll open up everything this week and just go through and do the official edits and everything. But
Now,
I
are
loved
you a poster? Like, do you post everything that you shoot, basically?
yeah,
Do you do
I-
any? Yeah, go
be
ahead.
seen like in
Yeah.
every way. Like I'm constantly, like, I post at least 3 times a week
Nice.
to all my social media platforms. I blog 2 times a week.
Yeah.
I'm trying to stay on top of the
Killing it.
stories and everything. So
Yeah.
it's funny because people think, I mean, it's all about perception. People think that I'm like super, super busy, which I am. I'm coming out
Oh,
of my
yeah.
super, super busy season.
Totally.
But
Fall.
right now I was able to take some time off for Christmas and everything, but
Mhm.
because social media I'm just staying on top of it all.
Yeah.
People think that I'm going, which
Yeah.
I mean, I am. Anson says I go too much, but
Yeah, I think but going is not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes I do wish you took time for yourself. We don't do that well. Jess and I, like, we both, I mean, when Caleb,
Tell me more.
they were like, let's do a podcast. My mom was like, another thing? And I was like, yeah.
Why not?
I even said that. I was like, dude, you're like saying how like tired you are and how strung out you are. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Life
you're
is
adding another thing to your plate.
You just got to make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's so there is an aspect of kind of like the hustle of it, right? Like you gotta get going. One thing that's been really funny, and it might kind of lead a conversation, is there was a while where we had a series on Instagram, and we still do it. We just haven't done it in a while.
Someone's not pulling his weight.
Oh, snap. Yes. I like
You're gonna
this.
see a bunch of them pop up, I'm sure, in the next few days.
Yeah, I know, right? But it was basically like we would talk about either a approach to photography, approach to like
Oh, yeah.
certain types of photography gigs, And
And
it would
it's
start with
you two sitting and talking, right? Yeah,
yep.
I've seen a couple of these.
We call it our kind of like our Hey Jess series.
Nice.
And when
Just
I
trying to educate.
Oh
Like,
yeah, totally.
oh yeah,
anyway.
That's huge. That's
it,
huge
it
right now.
is, and it's
Yeah.
but it's interesting because we actually had people like people will watch the Instagram content and talk about how like our dynamic is fun to watch,
Yeah.
and that brings up a point of like you know. And this is kind of true for myself too. And we kind of talked a little bit about last week of leveraging Instagram and leveraging social media to, get your business to a certain point. But like her Instagram is like she'll post photos of like family photos and stuff like that, but like
Mhm.
the reels and stuff are like educational but also entertainment based.
Yeah.
And so
Edutainment.
that's a great did you come up with that phrase or is that
I mean, it's floating around there. I would like to take responsibility for that, but no.
fair enough. So it's yes, edutainment, which I think is a good way to encourage people that are freelancing to not just like think about like I want to be careful when I say this because I don't want to be like, oh, do this, keep doing, more and more and more and do more. But like, don't be afraid. I think when you originally started doing like fun Instagram reels, I'm like, oh, that doesn't reflect your business. But then it started clicking, or like it started making sense. I'm like, oh, you're actually like, we're
It's
getting
relatable.
people to watch us, right? And so
it's clients that watch us.
Yeah.
And like when they run into us, they're like, "Ooh, we liked it when you did this. We liked it when you did that." Or
Yeah.
it'll be clients that have seen us and they're finally meeting us for the first time at a wedding or a family event, and they're
Yep.
like, "Oh, we feel like we already know you." It sounds cliche and everything, but it's actually been working for us.
No, this is a perfect case study for basically what I try to educate my clients about, or potential clients, of like the relatability aspect of video, right? And what it can do for you. It's not like what you're doing is not just like showing your finished product. Like, yes, you do that, but you're also like creating content that's like relatable, that's human, that people can interact with, and that they're liking, and you're educating them. That's huge. I mean, like that's what it's all about right now in 2025, honestly.
In 2025. That's no, and that's true. And I think that there is I was talking with somebody about this the other day, even just for like YouTube and social media, is like being more, less structured, less robotic in a sense, and less curated, and being more raw. Which is one reason why working on a new set for like I'll use this for my YouTube stuff, because it looks like you're in my office, just sitting in the corner of my office, chatting
Your
away.
reading corner.
I know.
By the way, Soul says hello.
Okay.
Hey, that's my cousin.
Hey, cuz.
Cousin?
Yeah, the one in Ashboro.
Oh,
Hey,
hi.
cuz from Ashboro. Welcome to the show.
But it is funny because and Jess was saying like you'll have people that like get feel like they know you. One of the first projects that I did when I said that I was coming on board was I was just second shooting a wedding. And wasn't it how did that play out? I know we've kind of gone back and forth on the specifics, but it was like they specifically asked for us both to be in that project.
Yeah, Sam was like, because she got the package with the second shooter, and she was like, "Is Anson your second shooter?" And I was like, "He doesn't do weddings." I was like, "But I'll ask him. I always ask. I always ask him."
Yeah.
And so what his head got a little bit too big, because once I told him, like, Sammy specifically asked if you would shoot with me.
Did he
And
like
he
that?
was just like, he hasn't let that one down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't say no at that
Like,
point.
do you have any
The
other
people have
clients that you need me to
spoken.
shoot for?
Got to get the people what they want.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's pretty funny just to see those interactions. And then like they will even, I say they because it's been a few times,
Yeah.
like different people commenting about sorry, I got distracted. Jessica Woodall Photography is my Instagram. I'm very easily distracted. But anyway, people will come
That
up
was
and
good.
make comment
saw the
about
same
something
comment.
from our Instagram reel, and I'm like, I don't even think people look at it. And I only have 800 followers, so I mean, it's not like I have a big following
Hey,
or
that's
anything.
awesome.
And
Yeah.
honestly, I really don't think anybody looks at our stuff. But whenever people comment about it and stuff, it's like, okay, what I'm doing works a little bit.
But I think that you also have a skill set that is not teachable in the fact that like you have the ability to like structure your clientele like a community.
Yeah.
And that's big because we say it's said all the time on social media of like, cool, you may have 2,000 followers, but if they're committed followers, they're going to watch your stuff all the time. That's better than 10,000, a million followers that aren't going to engage at all.
Yeah, that's fair.
And so I
Yeah,
do think that
100%.
you pay attention to that a lot.
I just followed you.
Thanks, Caleb.
Yep. Here, I'll put it in the
Yes.
chat. Hold on.
801.
801.
826.
Nice.
Get it. No, and so I do think that there is like we said, there's just a huge opportunity for people to really, and we've said it in some of the reels that we've done of why video, right? Like why? Because I mean, this is new for you in a sense. Like we've maybe done one or two here and there, but like to really offer a video package, the question is, of course, like why video? And that's exactly what some of those reels that we've done recently is like, corporate photos is in its own right, its own beast, and is very much a necessity. But there is the realm of corporate video or video for your business to help people understand those nuances and get to know you more in that sense.
I think especially something as big as your wedding day.
Yeah.
And if folks see like our personalities together,
Yeah.
like Sammy wanted both of us because
Yeah.
she felt like she could relate to both of us. And your
Mhm.
wedding day is important and very important part of your life, obviously. And you want someone that you're comfortable with. And so like she was able to be like, hey, I want you and I want you, like, because I've seen your personalities. I know that I would be comfortable enough to do some shots around, some
Yeah.
pictures around
Mhm.
you, because not everyone is comfortable around their photographers, and we both the whole brand. I try to make sure everybody is comfortable. Like even our assistant that travels with us, Amanda, like she was like, I was so and so's BFF for the day, like at the other wedding we did in October. So we try to make sure
Awesome.
everyone is personable and relatable, and just making people feel. On my website, it's like we're old familiar friends, and
Oh,
just
yeah.
sitting down, chatting, and I just happen to have a camera with me,
A Canon.
a Canon.
Could be worse.
A Canon's less
It
intimidating.
could be a
than-
Sigma.
I was gonna say a Canon's less intimidating than a Sigma.
100% is. 100% is. As I'm like just trying to keep myself in focus
They're
because
like-
there's a lot of focus.
Yeah, and people are like, "What? Why are you carrying around a GoPro?"
Yeah. Please don't do that. Jess, what are you working on in 2025?
Oh,
What's your 2025 look like so far?
staying above water. No, I've learned a lot over the past year and a half, 2 years, as far as like money wise. I'm learning how to budget within the business. I'm learning how to take care of those taxes because 2024, I pretty much doubled my income from 2023.
Nice.
Wait, no, 2023, I doubled
Gotcha.
what I made in 22.
Love
And
it.
so I owed a
Yep.
lot, and I didn't have money set aside for that. So now I'm like on those auto payments, and
Yeah.
um And so last year in 24, I did just whenever money started coming in, like in the fall, like I just started like pushing it to the side. And so now I'm able to take some of it right now for whenever it's kind of dry. But I'm just learning. Goals are just to budget wiser, just be smarter, better understanding of how to run the business with the numbers, because the numbers intimidate me.
Yeah.
And I mean, I have a family that I have to help take care of. So it's not like it's just me and just trying to figure it out on my own. No, there's 4 other people that I'm looking after. And then just I'm looking forward to traveling more. I'm headed to Phoenix next month. Just got back from New York City. I don't travel often. I just got a passport. So, and then
I'm so excited for you. I'm like,
I'm very excited.
Take pictures in different places.
Yeah. So I'm going to Phoenix.
Try to get her to come to NAB. She wasn't having it.
Not going to NAB? No Vegas?
Nope. Couldn't justify that amount of money just to go shoot the breeze with the guys.
Well, if you put it that way, shoot, I shouldn't be going either. Dang it.
Yeah, no, same. Exactly. Actually, so your project next month, I think Caleb will find very interesting. Who are you shooting for?
Quilt Con. Have you ever heard of? Yeah, Quilt Con.
No way.
Yep, they came to Raleigh in 2024. Massive event. It's like a week-long event. They hired me for the Raleigh event. And then now it's in Phoenix this year. So they hired me within a month of QuiltCon 24.
No way.
And then, so they've been making automatic payments. So that's just been like money coming in every month.
Yeah.
It's just a steady stream, like something I can count on. And it sounds like they might hire me again for next year.
That's incredible.
Let's go.
But yeah, it's a bunch of, it's the Modern Quilt Guild. And I honestly, I honestly laughed like the first time I even heard about it. And it's huge. People fly in from all over the world for this thing.
I bet it is huge. Like that's a big thing.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's a long week of work, but it's worth it. And it's a lot of fun meeting a different type of creator, you know?
So yes, that's a great way to put it. A different kind of creator. Love that. How many pictures do you think you'll take during that? QuiltCon?
I don't even know. What's interesting is not only do I have to take event photos, like of the conference, I have to take a good picture of every quilt that's entered.
Oh, no way.
For their magazine. So it's over 500 quilts. Yeah.
Okay, so
I didn't even know this.
I have a question about this. Are you going to have like a designated spot where you can like hang the quilt to take a picture?
Nope.
Or
the quilts are already hung up, and I just go from one quilt to another quilt.
Okay. Okay, so that might be a little
mark it off.
Yeah, that might be a little bit easier than like bringing it into a separate room, hanging it up, take a picture of it. So I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Will this make your Instagram?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Oh yeah.
I have a question. Does that mean like, okay, when you have vendor, like, do you have like quilt people, like, are they broken up into different booths?
What do you mean? Like vendors
make their quilt? Do they have like booths? Do they have multiple quilts or just one?
They can enter, I think, as many as they want.
Okay.
Who's the Michael Jordan of quilt making?
Question.
I really don't even remember her name.
I bet she's got like a YouTube audience, probably.
Oh yeah, she does. Oh yeah. They're all over.
Dude.
Well,
it's insane because I would go on and try to find them, and I ended up following a few of them. I can't remember. Yeah, and they were all psyched that she was speaking. What is her name?
Because I feel like there's the Mount Rushmore of quilt making. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be
Get the Mount
like
Rushmore
those,
of quilt making.
yeah.
I love this. I love this. This is a medium that before I knew Jess and before I like, before she got the project, I was like, what is this?
Same.
When she told
This
me
is amazing.
about QuiltCon, I was like, excuse me? Come again?
Yeah.
Yeah,
QuiltCon? I mean,
no clue.
there's probably a lot of cotton, like just like, oh, I want to cuddle up with that quilt walking around. That's what I feel like. That's what my whole thing would be like. Oh, that one looks super comfortable.
Let me cuddle up with that one.
I
Let me
mean,
cuddle with
there
that one.
are some like pieces of art.
Oh
and,
yeah. Well, I know it's big around here too.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a big deal. I'm trying to find her.
What's this?
I mean, I feel like it's a certain demographic.
Yeah. This is the Modern Quilt Guild, so they're very open-minded. So people, ages, anybody, welcome.
Anybody.
And it's not your grandmother,
Yeah.
Now they do have the grandmothers there,
Oh yeah.
but
Is that
it's more
the old quilt guild, not the modern quilt guild. Are there levels to this? Is it like
where's the
one,
old
Division 2?
Where's the old quilt guild con? That's what we want. That's what we want to know.
These are all
The
things
new
that you need to
guild.
answer for me before you can leave this podcast.
I'm like,
The old and new guild.
By the
It's
way,
like
I don't know if you guys can hear I think our kids are playing together right now. I don't know if you guys could hear the other side of this wall, but they're definitely playing video games. I'm like, okay.
Wait, are you in the same spot?
No, our kids play on Roblox together.
Oh, I got you. Okay, Roblox. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Your kids might be a little older for Roblox, or do they? No.
No, I think who was it? Was it Isaiah or one of them was playing Roblox the other day, I feel like.
Really?
Oh, here, my wife is chiming in too. So much cooler than what you're thinking. What is that in reference to?
Is that the QuiltCon?
Maybe the QuiltCon.
Probably.
I did take my oldest son to the Minneapolis Comic-Con type thing, and he got a signature from the guy that Hayden Christensen that played Anakin Skywalker.
No way.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
that's cool.
awesome. Yep.
Who is calling me right now? Somebody is calling me.
School. They have a 2-hour early release tomorrow.
Dustin's wondering what games they're playing.
As well. Some kind of Roblox game.
Probably Dress to Impress.
Dustin, is that your go-to game on Roblox?
Definitely Dress to Impress. What do they Dress to Impress?
I have no clue.
Brookhaven.
You're better than I am.
And then some other ones. I don't know.
Anson's like, I'm gonna go join after.
Dude, they're
here. Can we wrap this live stream up? Because I need to join Roblox right now. Play Dress to Impress.
That's hilarious. Yes. So Jess, we asked the question earlier between Caleb and I. What is your win for the week?
I think getting out and getting some street photography. I've never done that before.
Nice.
So Anson's always wanting me to do it. It's boring around here in Wake Forest. Raleigh could be a little bit more fun, but there's so much to see.
Give me a geography lesson here. How far is Wake Forest from Raleigh?
It's about I can probably get there in
miles?
like 25 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I was saying earlier. Is like our area is it's because like I think like 10-15 years ago, the tech industry started really like setting up shop in the Triangle.
Okay.
And so you have a lot of startup tech in this area.
No way.
A lot of like just different things. And so like we like Wake Forest and Raleigh, like we share borders. but and it's often considered like, and even where Jess is in Zebulon, it's often like considered like a second, like a little Raleigh, like we're like little suburbs of Raleigh. But yeah, getting to downtown Raleigh is like 25 minutes for sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, for me over in Zebulon, I can get to downtown Raleigh in 25 minutes. I can get to Wake Forest in 20 minutes, and then from Wake Forest, 25 minutes to downtown Raleigh. Downtown Raleigh is the most urban
It's
you'll get.
interesting. Yeah, I don't get me wrong. Like I love like most of the stuff that people see on my channel for street photography or just like random. It's most likely Wake Forest. I don't want to drive to Raleigh for that. But occasionally, like if my stuff gets, I just want to go up a notch a little bit on like some nicer architecture and things like that. Yeah, I'll go downtown.
Okay.
So, it's
Yeah.
fun times. I
I like shooting it. I like taking pictures in downtown Raleigh.
Oh yeah, don't say we are in the South. Don't say I like shooting Raleigh.
I know. I like, yeah.
I know. I've started using the word recording and not
Mhm.
shooting. Like
Mhm.
especially when it comes to the studio. Like come record your videos here.
Yeah.
And part of that too is like just, you know, how do I say this nicely?
We live in America and we have a gun problem?
No, not that. No. I'm trying to this hurts to say, but I'm trying to like kind of dumb down my language a little bit too.
Sure.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean when it comes down to it, of like just simplify language and not do like a bunch of like
jargon,
which includes jargon, that type of thing. So
Yeah.
like come record your videos, not videotape,
Make it
but
simple.
record. Yeah.
Right.
You know, we're not going to like record, we're not going to videotape them, but we are going to record them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Jess, Caleb
Snap
has
some
our
pictures
right now.
Of what?
The studio.
Yeah.
Studio.
Yeah. I mean, come check it out. Shoot. Okay. So here's the thing. It's not as like, yes, it's got some size to it, but it's not as big as I make it look in videos.
Sure.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
But for two creatives that one's in their 10x6 closet right now that I've converted into a studio, and then we share a private office that we don't have like anywhere to like actually photograph or, you know, have a space within reason. Like I said, we repurpose some of the rooms.
Yeah, but you got to drag all your gear out and everything.
You got to drag all your gear. You can't keep it
Yep.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's having a studio would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to
Goals.
move out here,
20.
I mean, we do have this really cool office suite downstairs. We want to transform into a studio. If anybody wants to support us,
So that
it's $3,000 a month. You could pay up front for the whole year for us, and we will promote you. We'll take your picture for free.
hey, there we go. That's a
our
deal.
co-working space has this room that is giant. First of all,
Yeah. Okay.
So pretty.
and it seems like it's a made-ready studio. Like,
Yeah.
very, very similar vibes. I feel a little bit to your studio.
Okay.
White walls, brick, a lot of window lighting, high ceilings, the whole nine.
It would be perfect.
It would be so perfect. And I really have wanted to be like, let's just get all the creatives together and just like we'll all share that space. Cause yeah, it's 3,000, a little bit over 3,000 a month.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's beautiful. That's the goal.
And nobody's using it? It's just sitting empty? Or what?
No, people are using it, but the person that's using it wants to downsize because like it's the
Basically,
classic.
he wants our size office, and we want his office.
He wants our size office and we want his office. We're in two very different financial places than the team that's now, but you know, it is what it is. So yeah, but it's it's goals. It's goals.
How many regular clients away is that for you? Like
we'd have to put our
3?
clients on retainer. I only have one client on retainer right now, and that's
the quilt?
the QuiltCon. Yeah. So
Gotta get
I
cool
need
con
like
video, and then we'll
I
be
need
set.
4
need to
more
get-
quick cons
You need like
on
curtain
retainer.
con next,
Curtain con. There you go.
and then maybe
We'll just go after
Well,
all
dish
of the
towel con.
niche,
Con.
niche things that we can find.
Seriously, there's money behind that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I was in talks with a quantum physics con.
What?
Yeah.
You
That would
just Google con and see
right.
what pops up.
Yeah.
Seriously?
What conferences?
Yeah. Hey,
Conferences is where it's at, man.
we
This is where
specialize in cons.
that can come across.
What's your niche?
Interesting.
Cons.
Cons.
Yeah, we are the cons.
The con artist. Never mind. Oh, gosh.
Oh, Scrub Daddy con. There we go.
Oh, nice. I
Here,
like
let me pop
Scrub
this one.
Daddies.
I love
Yeah,
it.
Scrub
I love
Daddies are. There's got to be a Scrub Daddy con.
Sure. For sure.
Mm.
Vincent, do you know what a Scrub Daddy is?
I don't. What am I?
It's a sponge.
Yeah, it's a sponge.
Oh,
Has a rough side. It's kind of like you, Anson.
You've seen
There's-
it. You've seen it at my house. You know the little smiley face sponge that I have?
Oh,
Anson, it's kind of like you. It has a rough side and a soft side.
Aw, that's
and
true.
this is a shower sponge. And I was like, why would I have seen this at your house? Like,
No, in my
I'm over all the
kitchen,
time, but
dude.
I don't go upstairs. Like,
In my
Scrub them
kitchen.
pans.
fans. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. No. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
We're gonna
They
go.
were
Google
first
that.
on Shark Tank. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's how I found out about them. And then I started seeing them in the store. I was like, I'm gonna start buying these. I haven't bought a different sponge since. See, I need to go do ScrubCon.
This is the
Scrub
part that,
con.
like, even like just as a creative professional, like, it is. There's so many of these random, like, you would never think they exist companies, and
Oh,
every
I
single
know.
one of them need a photo, and every single one of them need a video.
Yep.
Yeah, we do. So usually when we're in Pittsburgh, there's usually a furry con going on when we're in Pittsburgh.
Cons.
Late July furry con in
Let's
Pittsburgh.
go.
Yep.
See, I'm already yawning, guys. I'm already yawning.
She's like, is there?
I was in New
Is
York
this-
City. I was at Ellen Stardust Diner, and they're like singing those Broadway shows and everything. It was like 9:00, and my watch goes off. It's time to settle down for the evening. I'm like,
No, I can't,
Oh.
Ellen.
I can't. I can't. They're singing "Be Our Guest." Like,
Funny. Is that our cue? Is that our cue then?
no, that wasn't like a.
Caleb,
like,
how you
hey,
feeling?
Wrap it up.
How am I feeling?
Yeah, how you
I feel
feeling?
fine. I've got my I've
Hey,
got my
we got some of
Nido.
those.
Yeah, I've
we
got my Nido,
We
so
went
I
to
like.
Slumu.
Oh yeah.
Slumu in Soho, and they had those. And my kids gave me one of theirs. They had a 3-pack.
Oh yeah.
I almost.
I
brought
use it
mine
all the
down.
time.
Yeah, it's coming to the office with me.
Yep. When I live cut. What was that?
I don't know what's happening?
When I live cut video podcasts, I actually use one of these.
Yeah.
Be like, focus.
I had it. We hit some turbulence on the plane yesterday coming back,
Ooh, that's a
and
great
like
idea.
I was like, oh,
Yeah.
it was rough.
I can't believe these things don't break. Nidos. Yeah.
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 I was doing like this with it. Yeah,
Let's see if the light. Oh, that's not working.
it picked it up for a
Yes.
split second.
In
I,
720.
720p.
Oh man.
We haven't hit the big time yet. We gotta, stream it. What would ever happen if we try to stream in 4K? I don't even know.
Well, first of all, what I'm paying for doesn't support it with this program that we're using.
With Restream?
Yeah, with Restream.
Interesting.
I have to upgrade to get the 1080, which how about this? If we hit 100 subscribers,
We'll upgrade
I'll upgrade it
or
on this channel.
no.
See if I
Challenge.
subscribed yet?
Challenge accepted.
You came on our podcast and you haven't subscribed yet? God bless.
I didn't
what?
realize you had a whole YouTube channel.
Well, I just started following her on Instagram, Anson. So
Yeah.
Hang on. We have an Instagram?
Oh, it doesn't look that bad.
Wait, Caleb, we have an Instagram?
No. I just
I
started
subscribed.
following
You have
Jess.
27 now.
Oh,
Let's
okay.
go. 27. Oh, my page
Yeah.
must not have updated. Nice.
Yeah, you got
27.
this.
Okay, like I'm telling you,
You're almost there.
Dustin. What? You're using Restream? Yes.
We should.
Restream.
Are you paying for Restream? Is that?
Am I paying for it? Yeah. I mean,
Have you
I pay it
considered
for the
doing,
biz,
like
but
StreamYard?
have I used StreamYard? I haven't used StreamYard.
The StreamYard, I don't know how much you pay for Restream. You don't have to disclose that, but you like the first paid package is 1080p.
Really?
So.
On StreamYard?
Yeah, and the free version is 720.
Huh.
Are they going to kick you off for saying all this?
Yeah.
Have a free option.
We can't talk about StreamYard on here. Or maybe
I don't want to use OBS. OBS is a pain.
Yeah, OBS is a pain.
I don't want to use OBS.
I don't want to like set up go in and set it up.
No.
I understand. Yes. And I understand. But I just don't want to do it. I just don't.
I understand.
Like, yes, I hear you. I value those opinions. I just don't want to do it.
Can't do it. Oh man. Yeah.
Souls.
So
cousin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, OBS is great. But
OBS
I just
great.
don't. Well, I mean, it is like if you want quality, it's great. You know.
I mean, clearly by the fact I'm sitting on a chair that's about to fall over, my mic keeps on falling apart. I don't know what.
Yeah.
Quality is not in my vocabulary for the
just a
podcast
mess right now. I might look at Riverside too. Just gonna say
we use Riverside at my job. That's what we use for our podcast.
Yeah.
So it's pretty decent. And you do, I even think it's like 4K.
Yeah, it might be.
So just what did you just text me?
Anson. You're fired.
Wait, read it out loud now.
I can't. Oh God. I have to this chair. I wish you guys understood how much I fear for my life right now.
Where'd you
He's
find
just
that chair?
getting old.
She says, it's been fun.
I think that might be the cue.
Is that Jess?
That might be the cue.
TFO. Yeah, Jess.
Totally
I told Jess
up to
we
you.
take her off at 8. So she
Oh yeah, it's past that.
I mean, I can stay if I need to, but I
no, go to bed.
Jess, it was good meeting you.
Thanks for having me.
Hang out for a little bit longer.
Okay,
yeah,
I
y'all
put
go
your
drink some bourbon and
I put your Instagram in the chat, so people can go back
I
and look.
appreciate it. Maybe I can hit
Jessica
1,000
Woodall.
one of these days.
Jessica Woodall Photography.
While you're
Thanks,
there, go
Caleb.
follow our new boudoir.
Oh yeah, you put our boudoir Instagram on there too. We have 2 separate accounts for that because I do a lot of families. I didn't want
Oh yeah, you didn't want
boudoir. Yeah, popping up branding boudoir. Popping up.
corporate boudoir,
corporate
family
boudoir?
boudoir. What else?
Had to
Yeah.
override
Quilting
boudoir.
boudoir. Quilting boudoir. There we go.
There you go.
That's an.
Do you
I might
remember
actually
when you
volunteer
were
for
going
that.
to have your website, one of the first photos be one of the boudoir photos? And I was like, Jess, I don't think you want to do that.
It wasn't like very boudoirish. It was just very. It looked good.
It did look good. It looked great.
And it
All
wasn't
of our-
even like
all of our
lingerie
stuff
or anything.
did
She
a
was
amazing
completely
job.
covered. It looked good. It
Yeah.
was your photo, Anson.
It was my
Oh.
photo.
Snap.
Yeah. But now it's just a picture of a little boy. So
Okay. All right.
nothing
there's
says family like a little boy just smiling. So family, weddings, branding.
Like when I say
Boudoir.
we're a mixed bag of different subjects, that is an understatement. Guys, I got a boudoir shoot this weekend, followed up with a heritage family shoot where you take
And then a
pictures of
newborn.
yeah. Then I got to go to QuiltCon.
Hey,
Okay,
whatever
Jess.
pays the bills, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Jess,
As
Love
long
it.
as I'm having fun.
Jess, I love you. Go to bed.
All right.
Good to meet
Bye.
you, Jess.
Nice to
See
meet
ya.
you.
Okay.
That was
No,
fun.
I hate her so much. I'm kidding.
I'm glad she
Dude,
came
okay.
on.
I'm glad she came on. I cannot stress to you how much this production is hanging on by a thread.
Yeah.
I think I
It looked a
figured
little
out.
rough over there, Anson.
Dude, I can't tell you what's happening. Like I have. So okay. So all right. Just story for the audience, right?
Yes. Let's hear this.
So I didn't want. Me and Caleb have been talking all week about last stream. I was streaming with the Shure MV7. If you're not familiar, that's the other really popular Shure mic that
It's a
has
good
like
mic.
it's a great mic.
Yeah.
But it has the branding on the side. It's a little shorter,
Little
and
stubby.
so it's stubby. And so we nicknamed it Stubby. And I was
Yep.
like, Caleb, I cannot do this. If you're gonna have an SM7B, I've got to rock an SM7B. So I went on the internets and found a really cheap SM7B.
Oh man.
Got it in today and realized it was a counterfeit.
Because
That was
what?
fun.
Where'd you get it, on eBay?
It was on eBay. So if you're on eBay and you're looking for SM7Bs, if they're listed, I should have known. But if they're listed as new SM7Bs for like $150, I was like, maybe it's like a wholesale place, and maybe they got a big deal on it, and they're gonna whatever. No, they're counterfeits. So I went over to our Guitar Center, which is close to downtown where I was, and this was like 5:00, and I got an SM7B, but I got it used, and I'm realizing, I'm like, what is happening? Like all the rumbling that we're hearing, like if you hear rumbles, I'm very sorry. I realized that like it's used, and so like all of the yoke here, like all the screws are loose, and so I'm just like, it's like flopping around, and I'm just like, geez,
Anson.
I know.
You got it all sorted out though? Did you tighten up those screws?
I tightened up one of them. I've got to get a like an actual driver for this other one here.
Oh, okay.
This loose, but
yeah, because when we first started getting on, it was like rattling all over the place. It was like a rumble sound, just from moving around so much. Yeah, I was like, dude.
Hopefully, you guys haven't heard a ton of that. I've been trying.
It hasn't been too bad.
Okay, good. Between like, it's funny. You haven't done? When's the last time you did a YouTube video at home?
Oh man, that's a great question.
It's been a while.
It might be going on 2 years.
Really? Wow.
It might be going on 2 years, maybe a year and a half.
Space before the studio, right?
Yeah. So it was actually where I'm at now, just like down the hall, and I was sharing a space with somebody else.
Yeah.
There's like a digital marketing firm, and I had basically an office within their space. So yeah, before I moved in here.
I don't know if you remember how fun it is to do content creation at home with your family's lovingly peeking all of your audio in the background because they're doing their own thing. But I was like, hey guys, I'm gonna stream at 7:00, and something happens where the series of events is actually kind of funny. Because I texted my wife, I was like, hey, can you make me some tea? Like, we were trying to get ready. I was trying to make sense of the microphone. I was like, can you make me some tea? That did not translate into actually bringing the tea to me, which I understand.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been like an hour and a half. I don't have tea still.
Yeah.
That's on me. I should have communicated. I should have said, can I have some tea that you can bring to me? I love you.
I was a little worried that it was just going to be Jess and I on the stream. I didn't think you were going to show up.
Dude, well, first of all, it's because I went to go pick up my microphone at 5:00. So I got back to the house with dinner and everything at like 6:30. And I'm like, oh, okay, let's go get set up. Forgetting that, like, there's so much I have to set up here.
Yeah. I have a lot to set up.
Yeah, and so I was just like, it was rough. So yeah, so 7 o'clock hits, and then my family just come. Like I'm like I said this in our last stream. Peel back the veil. I'm in a converted walk-in closet, so like my bedroom is on the other side of this wall.
Mm,
They come in and lay in bed and just play video games and do their
yeah,
thing.
nice.
I'm like,
Hey,
I
just roll with it, man. Just roll with it.
roll with
I love it. Yeah,
It's
I
been
love it.
chaos. I'm like, I really hope my kids. I mean, like, bless their hearts. Like, she's having fun with her friends.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so you really can't be mad
Totally.
about.
Totally.
But I'm like, yes, I'm a professional.
Oh man. Well, let's
Oh,
see
geez.
where the temperature is at now, because this is what I get to go out into. Oh, dropped a degree.
No, dude, that's insane, dude.
That's not even the feels like. Feels like is minus 22.
I would tell you my temperature, except for I also in this whole experience lost my phone. Don't know where that is.
Oh. Dustin says just say it how it is, Anton.
Just say it how it is. It's
You dropped the ball. You dropped the ball, he says.
No, I dropped the ball. I'm currently like my C stand is making this chair not fall over. And so
No way. Oh man.
Like it had been on the fritz, but I was like, okay, maybe it has a couple of more weeks. Maybe I'll like, fix it. It is. When I picked it up earlier, it was doing this like nice little shake thing. I was like,
was that chair in your office, or where is it? Somewhere else in the house, or what?
It was like our old living room chair. We bought it
Okay.
like a year. No, at this point, it's been 3 years. So I mean, fair. But it's been in other parts of the house, and I just brought it into the office to kind of make this like cozy little corner area.
Which it looks cozy. It does.
Thank you. I did figure out halfway through too that my key light, which is fantastic. Like Zhiyun sent me a couple of like their small X. Have you seen the X60s?
I don't think I've seen those.
They're like they're very small RGB, but they're like actual like bright cob lights.
I gotcha.
But they sent me a couple of them, and so one of them is my key light right here. I had it like at 1%. Like next time we do the stream, I'm gonna just be like, okay, I'm not leaving everything to chance after like 30 minutes. So yes,
hey man, this whole stream is to chance. We don't know what's gonna happen.
How true.
That's how I like it though.
I mean, it's a controlled chaos. I told Jess when we were preparing, I was like, okay, look, here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna try to have a common thread here. I'm gonna introduce you, and then we're just gonna talk, and we're just gonna we're just gonna go.
Well, that's how this is gonna go. So
yeah, I like
how
it.
It's gonna go.
I did like, I like the string of thought, but it's not a topic because this will veer off in different directions all over the place.
I do need to find out more about the QuiltCon though. Like that struck me from this whole conversation. That struck me. And so
I'm not gonna lie, I'm trying to get QuiltCon to do video next year.
Yeah, no doubt.
This sounds like a thing, and I want.
Sounds like you might need a second shooter.
Exactly.
Just for video.
Exactly. No, she was trying to get me a second shoot for this year, but I don't think they had in the budget, and so I was like, okay, fine. So,
all right.
But it worked. It worked out because that whole the quantum physics one, I think she didn't end up winning the bid for that one. But initially it was going to overlap QuiltCon, and I was going to have to be like the first shooter, and I was like, oh my god. I am not a con.
Yeah. Oh wow.
There is a lot that
events are just different too. Like
they are.
I don't do events, so I'm not totally sure even where to start on some of that stuff.
Honestly, the biggest eye-opening thing I've had with working with her is how limited I've been with my creative outlet. Like as far as like I've done like testimonials, I've done like doc style stuff, I've done like portrait-ish photography, but like there's a lot of other types of content creation. Like there is, I mean, we said on the last stream, I was doing Santa Claus photos.
Yeah, totally.
With the minute I realize I don't have to do this full time, I'm like, yeah, families is not my thing. I have a mad respect for her ability to photograph families because
Yeah.
it's a skill. It is a skill to
Yeah.
have
Well,
a
yeah,
crying kid try to like remotely look at you,
totally.
and it's something. So
Yeah,
if
that's
go ahead.
well, just like posing everybody,
Oh yeah, I
like
hate posing. Mm,
yeah. That's
I'm
why you like
terrible.
street photography so much is just because
Mhm.
it's a kind of a natural thing.
Yes. I'm very much inclined, and that's honestly been the biggest, like, imposter syndrome thing that I've had to deal with the, like, the boudoir stuff
Yep.
is, like, not only are you posing someone, you're posing someone to, like, draw out the attractiveness of their figure, and it's
Right.
just like, it's a beast, like, posing is something it's a skill
It is a
that, like,
skill.
is not talked about enough, I don't think.
No. And yeah, I hardly do any of that, so I don't even know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, we've been primarily video.
Yep.
Uh, I mean, and I'm just getting into, like, trying to, do more photography and be more of a hybrid person. But when you're focused on video for so long, you don't think about posing as much because you just,
Yeah.
like, you capture the motion, and so
Well,
wherever they
yeah.
go, just capture that.
And even me, I was doing more like in natural environments anyway and not doing a whole lot of staged things, you know?
Mhm,
But
mhm.
even some of the stage things, it was more like, okay, do what you would normally do in this situation and not
Yeah,
like, okay, you have to act this out, you know?
right,
So,
right.
yeah.
It's still fun though because, like, I'll do testimonials and people be like, "I don't know what to do," and I'm like, "Uh, you're just talking." You
Yeah,
know?
just
You
just
don't have to do anything,
answer
just
the
talk.
question. Yeah,
Yeah,
just talk and
so,
answer this question.
just talk and answer this question,
Yeah.
which is also a skill, right? Like, it's
Yeah,
funny because
interviewing, yeah.
I had Jess read out the questions for our boudoir testimonials, and I had to be like, "Have you never asked people questions before?" Like, you gotta give them a minute to answer.
Leave some
Scale
space.
back.
Leave some space.
Maybe don't have coffee before this. So yeah,
Nice.
it's dude, and that just makes you like appreciate like everybody that doesn't everybody like all the different types. Like if anyone is ever asked, like, is it like video photo, it seems like a saturated market. Is there space? Yes, there's absolutely space for you because
Yeah,
everybody needs photo and video.
totally.
And there is absolutely space for it.
Yeah, I have
So
those conversations all the time, like, I feel like the market's big enough, it's that type of thing. And there's so many different aspects. Like, I don't
yeah.
do events, so, like, take on events, you know what I
Yep.
mean? Like, that type of thing.
Yep.
I
And
totally
even
agree.
skill sets, right? Like,
Yeah.
even if you're a beginner and you're trying to like make money off of photography, I think there's a market for you too because you have the ability to potentially charge less than some of the experienced people. While
Mhm.
I'm not promoting like give people bad content, that's kind of like cutting your teeth a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time.
Alright, man. Well, this was a good time.
This was a good time. This was a
Yeah.
good time. I'm excited for this series, dude. Like, I'm so
Yeah.
pumped. So pumped. Next time I will not wait till the last minute to set everything up though.
Well, I mean, that would be helpful, especially on my end, you know?
Much apologies.
Hey, it's all good.
You're very
That's I'm
forgiving.
I'm a roll with it type of person.
And this is why we're doing this.
I was just getting a
Rolling.
little nervous, I was just getting a little nervous of that you weren't gonna show up. That's all.
I wasn't gonna show up to my own podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Like
was too, if I'm gonna be honest. I was like, I'm cutting this close. Am I gonna be on
Yeah.
time? So no, that's fair. That's fair. All
Alright,
right, dude.
man.
I
Well,
appreciate you.
yep. Appreciate you. See you maybe next week.
Yes, sir. We'll see
We'll
you.
figure it out. We'll make sure you subscribe so you don't miss when new episodes come out, right?
Yeah. Come up. If you're new to here, I'll give my official pitch. Ready?
Yeah, please do. Let's do it.
If you're new to Unknown with Caleb and Anson, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with all of your friends because we want 1080p and the agreement is 100 subscribers.
Yeah, if I'll upgrade to 180p.
Yeah.
Wait, 180p, 1080p. I'll upgrade so that these are a little bit more clear and that so that we can actually see Anson.
I watched it last week. I thought it was fine.
I think it looks pretty good. Yeah, honestly, it looks pretty good.
And it's probably
I'm not
better
too
for
worried
our
about it.
internet.
Yeah, that's probably true too. Yeah, I hardwired in. You hardwire in?
I'm hardwired in. I even bought a Cat 8 cable. I didn't know they
No
made
way.
Cat 8 cables.
Wow.
I got a Cat 8 cable for this. I was ready
Wow.
for this episode until
until
got
like
here last minute.
yeah, 2 minutes to go. Anson, are you gonna join us?
Basically.
Okay. All right. Maybe not tonight.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
All right.
All right, you guys have a good night,
All right.
and we'll see you
See
here next